Hi, my name is Lori Goggin, and we are sitting in the Reset home. Reset all began in 2009. I had written a book, and I thought that is what God had created me to do. And one day I was walking down the halls of Celebration Church after service around 2 o'clock as we had been serving, and all of a sudden a voice from behind me said, "I'm going to use your book to reach incarcerated teens." And I didn't know exactly what that entailed, but I said, "God, if that's you, I'll take my books to the prisons." But the very next day, somebody called me and said, "I've read your book. We need somebody to preach to teens who are incarcerated in Williamson County." About 6 months into preaching there, a little girl raised her hand and said, "What's going to happen to me when I get home?" And I said, "I'm not sure, but I'm going to pray that God will send somebody to help you when you get home." And I don't know if you know this, but when God generally has you praying for a cause, it means that He is preparing your heart to work in that cause. And so I began praying, and soon God put me in front of the training department for Williamson County, and the lead trainer had read my book, and he asked me what God wanted me to do next. And I said, "God wants me to start a faith-based mentoring program for kids leaving the Juvenile Justice Center." The reason the book was so important to me was because by the time I was in 7th grade, I had already been in my second home. And before I would be out living on my own at 16, I had been through 10 various homes, mental hospitals, group children's homes. There was one religious home that I was in that was closed down for child abuse 3 months after I left it. And they told me stories about a very different God, a mean God, a vengeful God that hated sinners. And as I got older, I turned back to God, and I learned that they could have given me lessons from the Bible that would have helped me where I was going. And so that book is just to help kids know that no matter what you've done or where you've been, God still has a plan for you. My vision for the future of this house is kids who have never had a core family will come here, and they will know what it's like to be loved. They will know what it's like to be fed, to always have lights on, to always have water in the house, to have a mom and dad who are sober-minded, loving, and kind, who will lead them to the Lord and provide a safe place where they can get roots and grow. In my experience, God is in the business of mending hearts and mending lives. I believe what God wants to accomplish in this purpose is to be able to mend the hearts and lives of kids who, some of them have been abused, some of them have parents in prison, some of them, their parents are on drugs or just single moms working 3 or 4 jobs, and they've been hurt and they've been broken. And I believe that Jesus is going to accomplish healed lives that can go forward and make a difference in this world.